Yeah, it's lost.
Cool. Thank you all for coming. I'm a new face over here. It's first time I'm doing a talk at the Perl conference. So I just literally changed the name from Google at Home to me and Google at Home. Because I would like to introduce myself and say hello to all of you and to the rest of the Perl community. So I'm planning to stay here. Slides will be published on GitHub. You all are there. So today I thought to introduce you to Google at Home project, how to use it, what's done, what's left to do. In reality, I'm not a hardware person, I hate hardware. I'm a software developer. I love software. So what I'm doing for a project that's to do with home automation, simply usability sucks and I hate that. Projects such as that should be easy to use. So I'm planning to improve the quality and make, that kids, 10 years old kids, 5 years old kids could use it with just single button or like that. So a little on myself. I finished university last year, so I'm quite new. Since then, within last year, I contributed to a Linux kernel. That's about a few thousand lines of C code, not Perl unfortunately. But the release published Perl module that works across time zones, so I like challenges. I mentored a student at Google some of code, that's why I'm wearing this shirt. And I started speaking to public. This is my second talk. Yay. And I do occasionally question Perl's best practices, because that's what you guys do, I guess. When you get experience, you kind of, I guess you're afraid of doing that. When you're new, you don't care. There was that case of, people don't want to talk about it, but Larry Wall hasn't contributed to Perl 5 since year 2000. So in 15 years, he didn't change even single line of code. Doesn't change anything, but people should be not afraid of talking about it. And yes, since January, I started liking Perl. Yay! One thing to do right now is start technical meetings in Southampton, and maybe actually do a workshop in a couple of years' time. I sort of found a sponsor, so it's moving. So it's likely to happen within 2015. But really, as I said, I'm just starting. So. And that's it. All the boring part for now, let's start talking about Google at Home. A project with a fancy name that has little to do with Google. I haven't chosen a name. It's other contributors who chose it, who are fascinated about hardware, and they want to integrate with various Google APIs, such as speech. So yes, it's a young, awesome Perl project that aims to help automate your home. It's sort of kind of stuff that you want to do, like making coffee in the morning, or writing something on RSC saying, make me coffee, and then you move away from your desk, go pick up your mug, and done. So that sort of stuff. So why should anyone use it? Again, I'm not a salesperson, so we get both benefits and drawbacks. First of all, it's written in Perl, yay. It's open source, always good. At the moment, it allows you to control your nodes, devices, whatever, using microphone, web interface, and there is existing Android. It's actively developed, unfortunately not on the pace of Modulicious, which I'm quite a big fan of Modulicious. And I said to myself, I'm not cool until I have contributed to Modulicious, so still to come. But people are always scared to stay. As I said, I want to make it more usable, friendly, more beginner friendly, and that would be easy to use, sort of stuff. So I'm interested in that part, not bringing more features, but there are other contributors that are interested in that. So what I like about this project is that it kind of uses latest Perl trends. You know, it went all the way from Perl native OO to Mu, modulatious. It's scalable, pluggable, and it's kind of database agnostic. So why not Google at Home? What's missing? It's still very new and little known. Though it kind of fits Internet of Things theme this year. Only very few plugins exist. I will talk about them. Not usable for everyday tasks. On the train to come here, I just thought about it, and it's not, because it's a bit flawed. I mean, it always analyzes your voice and always sends it to Google. So every single time you talk at your house, it actually sends it to Google, which is, for me, it's wrong, completely wrong, and I just realized that. So this will be fixed. And I'm not sure how to fix it, because you have to activate it by voice. So this is a kind of problem with phones as well, with Siri and stuff like that. You say Siri on, and then you talk. But it always listens to you, it always sends you all the data upstream somewhere. So I'm not yet sure how to fix that, but I'll fix it. And too many dependencies, which are obviously wrong because it's hard to install. So you know, you can simply help by testing, reporting bugs. I'm happy to fix them. Any bugs. I mean, usability is of high concern to me. So how to get started? So architecture, what it consists of is basically from user point of view, you got master node and basic node. For testing, you can use one on a single machine and just start them both. Master is the one which is responsible for plugins when you want to insert, update, or do some stuff. So it's relatively modern architecture. Installation is out of scope for this talk, but you can go ahead to that blog post. It's quite good. It shows you how to simply use it. So step 3 would be simply don't be shy, be wild, go explore, finding things, find what interests you. So at the moment, what is available is out of core. You use those 3 plugins, and they're sort of proof of concepts. Hilo is the one which reminds me of IC board, where you just teach him a question and how to answer it. So you say, what's the meaning of life? And you teach him an answer. You know, it's sort of for playing. Wikipedia, again, sort of proof of concept, where you can say Wikipedia followed by your search query, and then search Wikipedia for you. Relay is an interesting one because it allows you to control GPIOs, sort of thing you want to do when you want to open and close doors with voice. Web interface, again, newish technologies, Bootstrap, modulatious, SAS for CSS recompiling and stuff like that. A few more pictures of how the UI looks. It's not very pretty, but it sort of gives you useful information. Google Home Android app is available. Simply just add your IP and press to speak. Source is available as well. So, I think what are the contributors to that project? There are 3 of us. 2 of them are hardware people that loves things. I'm looking at it from a different angle. I like, you know, quality. But I think we're really interested in ideas, just to push it to a different angle. There's not much in Perl for home automation, unfortunately. So ideas are welcome. And I mean, contribution is as well. If you want to be that there's one guy who solves the puzzle, because that's what we do in our day life. We just solve puzzles. Plugins, again, straightforward. If you want to make a new plugin, you just literally declare install subroutine. And for Wikipedia, how it works is simply to say regis, so that after Wikipedia, whatever comes out, you want to pass it on to plugin method, which in this case is search, or another method of search would take that query and do whatever you want with it. So all this work is done for you. You literally, that's what you need to do to use it or implement plugin. Subscribing to events, again, it's quite simple. And that sort of things I don't like. For instance, taking the first argument, I think it's wrong for beginners or non-Perl developers, and I don't like shift as well. Creepy. Okay, so what I'm planning to do in 2014-15. So in short term, I want to spread the board. So that's what I'm doing over here. I want to refactor the code so that it's ugly, but I think we can do better. We need to think about end user. I want to document need of each dependency simply because that we could reduce them. We have too many of them, and all this is available on GitHub as well as source, by the way. In medium term, it's on CBAN, so I'm thinking of releasing it to CBAN. I would like to package up for Debian, and obviously I'm happy to help maintain it in Perl 5. In long term, again for kids, I want to make an installer that basically would be a single click away. I want to get it pre-installed on Raspbian. A lot of Python stuff is. And I came from Python background. I literally did a lot of Python for my own interest. Again, make code easy to follow and make it easy to use for kids. Another long-term plan I'm thinking of is porting it to Perl 6. Because, you know, after 15 years, I still believe it's coming. With key prerequisites, basically that Perl 6 is officially released, and that modulicious is perfect, because I'm just taking modulicious as guideline. Obviously, while still maintaining Perl 5 version. And Perl 6 might not be that far away. Larry Wolf announced that 2015 will be the year that Perl 6 is officially ready for production, whatever that means for him. He will announce that and full fuzz them, so I'm planning to be there. It's quite interesting. On the other hand, I'm not sure. Sebastian, one of the core Modulicious contributors, straight after he had this, he opened this case that was yesterday, and literally in an hour he closed it. On IRC, he just said that I think he expects that someone would pay him money to do that. So I will wait and see. And you know, I'm not alone, so plans may change, but that's what I'm planning to do for this project. Follow me, follow the project. Is my Twitter handler. We are on Freenode and IC.Perl.org, about both servers. But it's literally right now just 3 of us, main contributors. And obviously all the sources published on the Intel at home. That's all. Thank you. I still have 5 minutes. It's supposed to be some demo over here, but unfortunately I can't use my laptop, so I can't show you stuff. So, any questions?
Is there a list of actors I can use? Maybe some radio actors I can use in my house and connect this system?
Not yet. for their plans. At the moment, basically, it all goes through events through GPIO. Basically, we listen to them. Whatever else you got plugged in, they have the control of telling us. But that's surely something that's still to come.
The problem in the past for me was always that I can buy something, and maybe 5 years later I can buy nothing, and so I have to buy it from the beginning again.
I think that's
not a good return to invest.
Yep, and I think that the problem right now is that hardware things requires you to buy something, and requires you yourself to plug it in and do join them together. So I would like to do something to help that this wouldn't be required. Sort of plug and play thing. I'm not sure, I'm still thinking about it, but it would be quite interesting to see, you buy something, plug and play, and it basically works with whatever you plug. Sort of like microphones, how it works, if it makes sense. Any more questions?
Could you explain a little bit more the architecture? I didn't get where you install things and...
Yep. So part of the how you control it, or part of the how do you
where do you install?
So yes, so with the package it comes a few binaries. One of them is for master, one of them is for basic node. So literally what you do on the command line is say master -i for insert or load, and you say what plugin do you want, and that's done. So that sends a message to all your nodes to say I support this, use it if you want.
Okay, and do you have to install something in the slaves or in the other nodes, I suppose?
No, because all you do in your nodes is basically literally send the message. So you have, for instance, your microphone, and you say words that are basically sent to your master. Master analyzes and does things. So it's this responsibility. So whatever you want, the master will send the message to other nodes, but what it needs to control to say what you need to do. So it's not, you don't need to do anything on the nodes.
So the nodes are just done things?
Yes, exactly. So for all hardware, stuff like that, that doesn't need any...
Okay, I saw raspberries and I thought they were intelligent now.
Yes, I just use them because they are well known.
Okay.
Just because of that.
Okay, thank you.
Hi.
Can the master node be a Raspberry Pi, or does it have to be something more powerful?
Yes, it depends on your plans and your design. Those both items can be in single computer, so it's really up to you to decide. But that's how it's basically scalable with different components. Hi.
Could you go back to the code sample that you showed us? Just, I think it was the bit where you said you didn't like shift and stuff, and that was the installer. Yeah, I was just interested because you see that sort of syntax there. It's funny, you might even consider using something like serial from the talk this morning to maybe you can encapsulate that to help you to make it simpler. And that might make it easier for you to communicate, because it could just pass a serial package saying, here's what I've got, and it could do stuff for you.
I missed that talk, but sounds interesting.
It could be an interesting idea. I'm not saying it's possible, but it might mean then that you simplify that syntax then quite considerably to something that's much easier to use. Might be worth thinking about.
I'm thinking about this project basically moving it to something new to Perl, something, looking at it from different angles. Obviously it will be the same code, same syntax, blah, 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 but, yeah, something like
Because
this.
obviously for kids that's going to be, they're not going to like you much if you introduce them to Perl like that. But you're right, I mean, I think it's as you've got to evolve it as it goes, so it's difficult, yeah.
So I will be that quality guy for this project. You can blame me. I'm not moving. Any more questions? Thank you all very
Thank you
much.
very much.